be y'all. What is good, guys? Another fucking day. How's everybody doing? It's your neighborhood Jesus. As usual. Sitting, drinking coffee, rolling a cig, and about to spend $500. Now, I'm not sure what I want to buy. See, I was kind of talking about this in last night's stream. Fucking, I get my K-Tune race cables. They're $400 and I have 100 left over to, buy something else. Or I could start ordering the fuel system shit, man. I'm like 100% stuck, 50-50 on the fence either way. Because like ordering the race spec shifter cables from K-Tuned, that would pretty much complete the K-Tuned transmission package. We got the slave cylinder, we got the CMC, the clutch line, we got the fucking billet shifter box, the shifter stops. Then the only thing left would be the shifter cables. Hey, we got the Speed Factory detent springs installed too. I mean, the only other thing I would need to really revamp the transmission, make it even better, is the M-Tech shifter springs that go in the shift selector. But I mean, I don't necessarily need all that. I mean, I could order those, honestly. And doing those shifter springs would be a fucking hell of a lot easier than doing the detent springs, because the shift selector is visible from the engine bay. You can just get right to it. You know what I mean? I think those M-Tech shifter springs are like 20 or 30 bucks or something. If I remember correctly. Let's see. What? See, so get this. Okay. They say like, 32 bucks for the race springs. It says M-Tech K20/K24 race springs. It's got no. Let's see what they say about these shift springs. We are now ready to introduce you into a whole new world of confidence in the K-Series manual transmission. Once this item is installed, you will feel a difference in the side-to-side movement. I don't have those are whack. Like they say, like in the side-to-side movement. Like if I take my shifter, like let's say I'm in neutral and I just take my shifter, it barely, like I'm talking like a centimeter or two of play from side to side. Barely. It's like nothing. But then up and down is what has more play. It's the up and down movement, which is probably the shifter cables, I would think. And keep in mind when I say play, like there's virtually no play at all. I'm just saying if like I compare left to right to up to down, there's definitely more up to down movement than left to right movement. So yeah. But what I was saying was like, the 32 bucks and then it says add Honda Bond. You hit yes, and it doesn't tell you a price, and then it So it's $48. So you go from $32.99 to $48 basically. So they're trying to say a tube of Honda Bond is $16. I mean, I might do them in the future. I don't know if I'm out like $50 for 2 fucking springs to fix the left or right movement. I don't really see the point in that, you know. The left or right movement, like getting into gear now, even with the D10 springs, is like way better. But I still have a little up and down cable movement. So, but basically where I'm at, race spec shifter cables are $400. You know, on the see, that'd just be stupid. I was gonna say, on the contrary, I could just get the OEM, like brand new OEM cables from them. They're like $280. If you're gonna spend $280 for fucking, you know, new shifter cables, and they're not even the race spec ones, it's kind of like, what's the point? Just spend the extra $120. Because you got to think. Here's the irony. You got to think. Actually, hold on. Let's look at something real quick. Oh, okay. I see. Let's see. Says these OEM spec street shifter cables are a strong and cost-effective replacement for your OEM RSX cables. Fitment and overall length is identical to OEM, which makes them compatible with all OEM and K-tune shifter boxes, yada yada. Yeah, there's no point. Because, like, the OEM ones, like, let's say you get the OEM shifter package or cable package, you don't get the stainless steel transmission bracket, right? So you add that $80 for that transmission bracket to the OEM shifters cables, it's $360. So literally, it would be stupid not to get the race spec shifter cables because it's like $40 extra. Yeah, fuck all that. So yeah, they're $400. I have 100 left over. But then at the exact same time, today's Wednesday. On Friday, I'm selling the HKS exhaust for $250. So you got to think I'm gonna have $750. So it'd be a good idea to. I'm on the fence, man. I kind of want to wait, because if I'm gonna order shit from K-Tuned, at the exact same time, I want to, with that leftover money I have, like I'm spending $400 for the cables probably, and then let's say my FPR I need to buy from them is $200. So, excuse me. Yeah, $200. 189. I'm pretty positive you can run E85 with it, like it's E85 compatible, but it doesn't say it on the site, which is whack. So I might call them up in a bit or email them or something and see if it is I would assume it's E85 compatible. I mean, it'd have to be. We got one on the head counter after 10 minutes. Who is first today? And it's weird too because like the fucking K-tuned fuel pressure regulator kit, it comes with -6 and -4 fittings, like -6 for the inlet for the feed and a -4 for the return. But I don't want those. And that fucking, it comes with that fittings kit. And if you see the actual fitting size for the inlet and the outlet, it's actually a -8 and a -6. So that's like perfect for my setup that I'm doing. I'm doing a -8 feed and a -6 return. So I almost want to like email them and be like, hey, I don't want that fuel pressure regulator fittings kit that comes with a -6 and a -4. Like I don't want that. So can we do it for like, I don't know, 175? Cam, what's up, man? Who the fuck do you think is first today? Damn, man. I thought you weren't getting notifications. I guess it's working out today. Cam, have you installed your race spec shifter cables yet? I'm curious. Ooh. Cam says, no, I didn't. Just happen to be looking at 3:40 a.m. Well, there you go. 3:40 a.m. What the hell are you doing? Why aren't you sleeping? Cave says, yes, fitted the cables when I did the clutch. Oh, like, what's your thoughts on them? Do you think they're worth it? I would assume they're worth it. But I'm kind of like on the fence about it. I'm like, should I spend $400 for fucking shifter cables? Or should I take the 500 I have and then I'm getting 250 more on Friday in 2 days selling the HTS exhaust to somebody. So I'm gonna have 750. So like let's say the full-blown cage was, yeah, the full-blown motorsports dual fuel pump hanger is 450, and then fuel pressure regulators 180, and then fittings and hose basically. Wing King, motherfucker, how you doing? Did it all at once? I wish I could, man. I'm broke as a joke. It's $500 is the first $500 I've gotten in a fucking while. Oh, also, got the oil cooler gasket because I'm not sure if my slight oil leak accumulation on the backside is from either the VTEC solenoid or the fucking oil cooler itself. I'm thinking it's got to be. I think it's the VTEC solenoid because I was thinking about this. Think about it this way: the oil cooler, if it was leaking, it would be way more towards the bottom. I mean, maybe it's leaking a little bit, but the fucking oil cooler line has oil on top of it. You know what I'm saying? So it would have to be coming from higher than the oil cooler. So it's probably, I don't think it's necessarily the VTEC solenoid, like the perimeter of it, you know, because usually it's got a gasket and usually it's got Honda Bond. But I think it's the oil pressure switch probably. Wayne King says, man, one of my coworkers has some huge titties. Wayne King says, yeah, higher. Yeah, except it's on the oil cooler. Because, like, see, Cam kind of, like, brought it into my head. Like, I was thinking, like, that oil cooler, for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, think about it. It's an oil cooler. So it's gonna cool the oil with coolant, not oil. So I thought oil was, like, dripping out of that hose or some shit. So it's definitely, the hose isn't leaking. The hose is getting oil on it from somewhere higher. So it's got to be, like, I would think VTEC solenoid oil pressure switch, maybe. Or I don't want to say the timing chain cover. I don't think it's the timing chain cover because there'd be more oil on the side. Cave says Pixar, it ain't true. Wing says I wish I could without getting caught. Just be like, put your phone on silent and just be like, oh my god, you see that bird right there? Be like, no, where is it? Oh, it flew away. Shit. I'll tell you guys one thing. I am sore as a bitch today. 5 hours of taking cars apart nonstop without like even taking a second to fucking take a sip of coffee or have a cigarette break. That shit got me sore. And literally, I ate dinner last night, ate a fat burger, and these like fucking, I don't even know what they were. They were like tater tots, but they were amazing. They were like sour cream and chive tater tots or some shit. They were delicious. I ate a whole fucking plate of those motherfuckers. Woke up this morning with a horrible headache. I still kind of have it. So yeah, I think all that grease, I think tater tots fucked me up. Or like, I don't know, maybe like working on so many nasty customers' cars. Like these cars were fucking gross. Especially that Mercedes. That Mercedes was a death trap. Probably caught like a fucking germ off of it or something. I mean, literally, there was a rotting 2-week-old box of Bojangles chicken in the back. The car smelled disgusting. I've been thinking about that like all day and like yesterday and today. People have no dignity or like no shame. You're gonna get your seat reupholstered, like you have a Mercedes SUV, and you're like, oh, I ripped my seat. So they're gonna fix my seat for me. You have no consideration to clean your car out. Like if I drop my car off anywhere that's getting body work done, paint work, getting upholstery work done, there's literally nothing in the car. One, because I don't want them, I'm paranoid. I don't want them to steal any of my shit. You never know. And two, they're working in the car. So like you want to be considered, you know what I mean? Am I fucking crazy or something? Like having consideration. I mean, there was literally shit everywhere, dude. Not just that nasty box of chicken. I mean, there was like mountains of clothes and a bottle of hand sanitizer in the door panel. Fucking the irony of that. Like you're trying to stay clean. You don't need a bottle of fucking Purell. You need to fucking clean your car out. That shit is fucking, oh, fucking disgusting. Wayne King says, I think she caught me looking already. Well, then just, you've already broke the ice. Just be like, I can't help it, titties. Just do it. Do it, man. Cam says, I've seen / smelled some cars, gross fucking cars over the years. Yeah, the 3 months I worked at O'Reilly, it was the same kind of thing, man. People were like, hey, can I get a check engine light scan? And then, you know, you're in their fucking floorboard plugging in the diagnostic scanner into their OBD2 port. And literally, their car is a fucking cesspool of filth. It's like, dude, come on. Clean your fucking car up. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, it'd be one thing if you had, like, you know, a briefcase and, like, a backpack and some shit in the back, you know, just cargo, right? We're talking just food wrappers and fucking who knows what, man. That shit is nasty. Cam says, make sure you're rubbing your dick the next time you get caught looking. She looks over. Oh, fuck yeah. It's too funny. Yep, that's right, Cam. It's funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of on the fence about it. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to buy. Man, I wish there was a cheaper route for the cage. Because like, yeah, I could do what most people do, like what Cam did and what other DC5 owners do. They just take the fucking plastic cage, the OEM cage, they drill a hole through it, and they fucking, put a bulkhead fitting and a nut and a washer or whatever, which I'm sure is fine, but like, I don't know, something about that I just don't trust over like longevity. It's plastic. You drilled into it. Like if that shit cracks over time or something, like I just don't feel good about it. I'm like, dude, that's some jerry rig shit. I'm sure it'll work fine, but for how long, How much power can it handle? Yup. And just kind of like the fuel filter is in that plastic top. With this, you're not going to have that. So basically what you're going to have is running, an inline fuel filter the way it should have been, but I don't know why they made the fuel filter in the fucking in the top of the cage. I think that's fucking stupid. But yeah, decisions, y'all. Oh, also another thing I noticed today, I got more money from this is not a wrong piece of paper, haha. Honda man, what's up? Crack cocaine, baby. In a fucking cup. In a cup. What the fuck is today? Today is June 19th. Wait, hold on. I gotta look something up. How you doing, Honda man? The last time he paid me was June 18th. It's not the only one I've not written down. No, okay, that was the last time he paid me. So we got June 18th. So how much has he paid me? He's paid me. Honda Man VTech says, haha, I'm good. I'm drinking beer. You're in Norway, aren't you, Honda Man VTech? What time is it there? So we got 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. So the owner of the car, the previous owner of the car, my car, he agreed to pay me $500 refund, $30 increments, as he can. So we're at the 270 mark. So we have officially hit the halfway point and then some more. So pretty stoked on that. Because that's crazy, man. Like I thought he wouldn't pay me. I thought he wouldn't refund me, but he's definitely keeping up to his word. I mean, yeah, it sucks he couldn't just like give me $500 like right away, but it's kind of been nice having random $30 put in my PayPal every couple weeks. Honda Man says repping Honda all the way from Norway. That's right. I'm gonna make a fucking make an album called Norwegian VTech. Honda Man says want to go to the United States and catch some big Honda meets. Here it sucks. I mean, yeah, we have big Honda meets, dude, but I'm still pretty discouraged with the state of the car scene, the Honda car scene. This whole Stance bag camber gang shit has got to go. And people can be like, you're a hater, dude. Let people do what they want. Respect others' builds. It has nothing to do with respect. It has everything to do with retardation. That's probably ruffles a lot of people's feathers. They're probably like, dude, you're such a dick. It's like, no, man, I'm not a dick. You could, like I said last stream, you could paint your car pussy pink with unicorn sparkles on it or some shit. And as long as it's fast and reliable and has good alignment and runs like a good machine, I mean, I don't really care what your car looks like. I care about function over fashion, basically. That's what I care about. Like I personally don't like, neon underglow and big chrome rims and shit like that. But if you want to put a neon kit on your car and some chrome rims, you can do that if you want. Just make sure you drive your car and it drives fast, it handles good and shit like that. Otherwise, it's a joke. That's what it comes down to. Ooh. Honda Man says, haha, Norwegian VTEC featuring MC Hammer. Honda Man says, Stan/Camber, all the cars are getting destroyed. Yeah, I mean, they're not even driving them, dude. They're just fucking garage queens and trailer queens and just, yeah, bro, I got this sick ass camber and I got this bag system. And it's like, dude, you're not even driving your car. You don't even go fast. You're adding all this extra weight to your car. You're doing all this stupid shit to your car to make it look cool. I mean, that's like kind of like the concept of, well, I don't think it looks good. I don't think it's a good look, honestly. But let's say it's just for the look. That's like a sexy ass girl who's a fucking 10, right? She's a body sexy, face is sexy, she's got good titties, good ass, whole package, right? So you think. Then you talk to her and she's like borderline fucking retarded. She's like, oh my God, yeah. She has no personality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the shell is good, but if the soul sucks, then yeah, you gotta sleep next to that at night and you're like, this bitch is retarded. It's basically what it comes down to. You can have some fashion, but you should have more function. That's what it comes down to. Like literally all the like aesthetic stuff I did in my car, I probably never would have done it if I hadn't already got the K20A swap and like the Brembos and like all the other shit that mattered, Because yeah, like if I had a base model, I wouldn't soup up the interior. I wouldn't do shit to the interior. I'd be like, okay, I need to get a K24 and a K20 Frankenstein swap this shit because it's a fucking EP3, you know. Gonna need a six speed gearbox and an LSD, and I'm not worried about Recaro seats or anything aesthetic. Man, I'm so ready to pull the trigger on this fucking fuel pump hanger, but I'm like, kind of like, meh, I don't know. See, I almost just want to say fuck it and do what Cam did and just like, drill a hole in the top and do all that shit, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we just try to reuse the OEM cage, or should we literally buy and invest in this bad motherfucker right here? I mean, this is more than we need. I mean, you can put 2 pumps in this bitch. 2 pumps. VTech Man says, word, wait till you get a new job first. Yeah, nah, not waiting. I'm going on a spending impulse. Because, like, you got to think, like, yeah, I didn't get my fucking upholstery job like I wanted. They fucking kind of shafted me. Like, they said, if you pass this test, we'll hire you. $14 an hour. I passed the test, and then they're like, oh, but we have a change of heart. We've had this one guy here for 5 years, and yeah, he sucks as an employee and he's flaking out, but we should give him another chance. Maybe he'll come around. We'll let you know. It's like, I almost want to call him back and be like, hey, I'm not trying to be rude. Can I get like paid for my fucking like hours yesterday? Because that shit's kind of whack. You kind of didn't live up to your end of the bargain. You said if I did good, you'd hire me, and obviously you didn't hire me. So can I just like give my $70? Thank you. But what I was gonna say is like obviously I didn't get my job like I planned for because the bargain was not set in stone like it was supposed to be. But on the contrary, I do have my back burner moneymaker selling parts, you know? Cam says modifying the OEM pump works fine. Changing to the full blown is total baller. I'll get it in one day. Dude, it is total baller. I mean, literally, unless you're making like 800 horsepower, you really don't need no 2 pumps. You know, one single 320 is more than enough, especially for what I'm doing. Your shit, you could probably run like two 255 pumps and you'd have more than enough. So yeah, I feel you on that. The thing I like about it though is it's no hassle. It's literally plug and play. You know what I mean? I don't have to drill shit out and like modify and fabricate a plastic top. Not to mention, if I want to change that fuel filter in the cage, I need to get that link from you again. I know you've already sent it to me like 2 times, that replacement fuel cage filter top thing. I would want to start with a fresh cage filter, you know what I mean? And get an inline fuel filter too. That's another thing I got to look to. Fuel components, fuel systems, miscellaneous fittings. Would that be what it is? Cam says was going to run twin 290 pumps, but they supplied 340 pumps. Jesus, so you're gonna have 680 liters per hour, dude. And you were telling me about getting the 4-piston Super 99 motor. I'm gonna run out of gas. You're gonna run out of gas. Jesus. 680 liters per hour. Like, that's fucked. I mean, yeah, fuel pressure regulator and all that shit, tweak it down or whatever, regulate it, but that's crazy to think. Think about 680 liters of fuel per hour. That's a lot of fucking fuel. Fucking dude, think about how that's gonna sound when you kick those on, when you turn the car on. It's gonna be like pretty much what it's gonna sound like. If you ever have a passenger, like your dog in the fucking sitting shotgun, turn it on, dog's gonna be like, the fuck? What just happened? See, let's see. For weird question, Cam. For inline fuel filters, do you need one for the feed and the return, or just doing the feed? Is that enough? Dude, I need to make a list of all this shit. Cam says it's just running through the fuel system and back to the tank. Yeah, I hope the pump's not noisy. Oh, they're going to be noisy. Cam says fuel filter just on the feed. Interesting. What would happen if you put one on the feed and the return, just to, like, filter it even more? TT MFF. Possibly filter more. Totally unnecessary. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't be anything wrong with doing it. It would just be like overly cautious. Like, I want my fuel filtered twice. I want it distilled twice. It's like some fuel connoisseur shit. My fuel must be filtered 3 times, then dropped on its head, then picked up and ran back through it again 3 times. Okay, I see what's going on here. So basically you could get the like, yeah, like purified deaths, like that's what I was saying. Like distilled. Okay, so the difference between the high flow fuel filter from K-Tuned and the basic inline fuel filter. If you do a -6 basic one, that's good for up to 250 horsepower. If you do a -8, that's good for anywhere from 250 to 300. But then when you get into the high flow fuel filters, the -8, the one I'd be running, that's good for 300 to 500 horsepower. That's perfect because I'm not even running I'm not even running that much, honestly. I probably could even run the basic one. Like Cam, when they say like, let's say high flow, -8 inline high flow fuel filter, 300 to 500. That's what it's good for. So like, let's say you're making 251. That's not going to matter, right? You don't have to make 300 or better, right? Or is that what they're saying? I would assume it doesn't matter how much you're making. Like it's saying it's good for 300 to 500. Correct. All right, just checking. So that -8 fuel filter is $70. $70. Hmm. Okay, well, the good news is, yeah, the fuel pressure regulator is like almost 200. It's like 189. So fuck, I'm gonna make me a new list because I already had some of this shit written down, but this is like almost like a dream list. Like I have like I don't know why the hell I have ID 1050cc injectors on this list. I think it's like I was thinking about the ITB setup maybe and a full blown 340 pump. I already have a fucking 320 grams pump, so this list is kind of like dreaming. So I'm gonna make a revised list. We got the then we got how much fucking Cam, how much hose for the feed and the return do you think I need? I put on my list 20 feet, but dude, I could probably get away with 10 feet. The car is not even 10 feet long. You know what I'm saying? So I could probably save some money by not getting 20 feet. But I guess it'd be a safe bet to just get 20 feet. I don't know. Because 20 feet of -8 E85 hose is $100. -6 return. 85. Jamal, what's going on, man? How you doing? Jamal. Man, I've been playing a lot of music. Fucking hold on. You guys want to hear some crazy shit? I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to show y'all this fucking loop I made. I haven't touched it anymore. I've saved it on my looper, but it is totally Deerhoofville. I might even right. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that shit off. Jamal says, "Hey Cam, how you doing?" Move this shit. How am I moving this chair? This chair needs to get the fuck out of the way. Hey, great. That works. So it was like I was fucking around with I had the fucking whammy on, but the hot cake going into it. So then you heard how the whammy sounds by itself. Then so there's that, right? Listen to this fucking loop I made the other day. Let's see. Doing good, bro, for 4:15 in the morning. God damn. That was some nuts. Jamal says, true, 6:15 here. Can't be fucked. Going to work. Sounding good. Yeah, dude. Dude, that loop sounds like fucking Deerhoofville. Like old Deerhoof. Like, kind of like one of the ending songs on like Apple O or Friend Opportunity. Be y'all. Let's see where we at. Jamal says, can imagine a sick bass line under that loop. Oh, yeah. Jamal says, dude, I found a way to easily raise the strings higher on the ultra bass. All you need is a flathead screwdriver, and you can raise the bridge to eliminate the fret buzz. See, that is true, but that's only true for the 12th fret and higher. So, like, let's say you have buzz on frets 12 to the whole high end of the neck. You do raise the bridge, but see, the problem is we're getting buzz everywhere. So basically what that means is the truss rod is out of whack, and that needs to be adjusted. The bridge needs to be adjusted, and it needs a new fucking pair of strings for sure. So, like, I'm gonna take that bitch to a shop one day and get it fully tuned magooned, you know, because it definitely needs some love. But dude, it'd be a fucking righteous bass. Like, I'm gonna tell them to and be like, dude, prime method, prime purpose of this bass, fucking Primus Les Claypool slap bill. Set that shit up. Honda Man says, get your guitar tuned before your car, man. Well, yeah, we're talking about the bass. The fucking Strat I was just playing plays great. I mean, literally no fret buzz at all. One thing I do need to get done, though, is this beautiful machine right here. The fucking nut busted on it, which is hilarious to say out loud, I know. But I need to talk to Eastwood about that, or talk to a guitar shop about that, to fucking, you know, put a new nut on it, spruce it up, get it completely dialed in as best as humanly possible, because that guitar is a fucking machine, dude. Jamal says that loop sounded very friend opportunity style. Yeah. I was thinking Apple O or friend opportunity. But yeah. And the weird thing was I wasn't even like trying to like emulate a Deerhoof sound. It just comes out. I don't know. When I think of like some of my favorite like fun guitar, it's always Deerhoof. Like Mars Volta style guitar is like mad serious. Like it has this evil fucking demonic sound to it. Like it sounds epic, like in a really dark and like crazy way. And then like Deerhoof is like super like angelic, playful, crazy guitar, if that makes any sense. Like it's like you listen to a song like Tetragrammaton or something by Mars Volta, it sounds like the world's about to explode. It's just like going crazy and shit. And you listen to something like, you know, fucking something off Friend Opportunity, and that shit's like super bashful. It's like crazy. I don't know how to describe it. Words don't do justice. But yeah, fucking yeah. That's my rant on it. Oh shit, I forgot to show you, Jamal. I hope this doesn't lag out my system. It might. We'll see. Here, let me close fucking Firefox. Try to have as little programs as possible running. So I got Superior Drummer back after millions and millions of hours of scouring the internet. I got Superior Drummer back, and I actually have it better than I ever had it before. I have like almost every fucking sound pack, which is crazy. Jamal says was listening to the most recent album on Flight Bike just the other day. Some really good drumming and audio engineering. Dude, I don't even know, like, I haven't recorded an album in so long. Like, I don't even remember what my shit sounds like. And when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, what the fuck? Holy shit. What is this? Like, I don't listen to my own music like you would think I do. They're like creative, like exertions. So it's just like, it's like sweating, you know? Imagine if you like picked up a fucking rag with your sweat on. You're like, this smells weird. Nobody does that. But so I got here. I'll show you guys. This is a drum session I just recorded. I'm gonna lay some guitar down to this soon. But basically, so here's I got Superior Drummer back, y'all. And luckily we have the custom and vintage sound pack. We have Music City. I used to have that one. And I used to have New York Volume 3, but the only sound pack I don't have that I used to have that I'm still working on finding is the Roots Sticks and Brushes sound pack, but that one's not really like that great. But we have custom and vintage. I didn't have that one. We had Music City, but we still got that one now. Then we have all the volumes of New York sound pack. We got volumes 1 through 3. And then some more. We have Alair, Avatar, Hit Factory, and Volume 3. So like fucking good to go on sound packs, to say the least. So like what I have going on now is so like if you listen to I don't know, let's jump into one. Let's see what, like there's a 3-part session. We had about 15 or 16 minutes here, about 10 minutes here, and about 10 minutes here. So like go in really fucking close. Go here. If I even bump it up a little bit more so I can see the top part. So this is me playing it on the electronic drum kit. Like, let's get further into it, like right here, I guess. This was kind of just like a test run. There's certain spots where it's like I'm getting into the fucking jam, but then I'm like that. But yeah, that's fucking kind of what's been going on with that. It's good to have the program back. It'll definitely help shit out because I found out that my condenser mic is literally fucked. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it, but something's wrong with it. Caden Glidewell. Bitch, let's play Fortnite. Bitch, no. How about that? Jamal says your best work in music is ahead of you. You're going to kill it. I'll do my best, man. It's hard to keep it going, like playing music every day like I used to. So many fucking projects on the back burner. You got a fucking car you're building. You got fucking artwork. You got this. You got that. A YouTube channel. All kinds of shit. Music has kind of slipped on the back burner, but I mean, I'd say the past few weeks, like I've been playing more music than I have in a while, honestly. If I had a set of fucking drum mics, dude, we would be playing drums literally every day. I would get right back to the mode where I'm like, fuck this car. I'm just gonna hang out here all day, play drums. And the coolest thing about like using the fucking electronic drum kit and doing like the MIDI side of it, like it's not audio, it's MIDI. You can speed it up and slow it down and like add tempo maps. So like let's say you played something at like, I don't know, 112 beats per minute. If you want to double time it, just because that would be crazy to listen to, like a ball, you could change like a section of it and shit. Caden says, I said fuck work today. Bitch, you say fuck work every day. Getting paid $8.25, beating your dick with sandpaper. Good God. But yeah, fucking trying to see if I can find like a really good section where it was like Jamal says you've had those years of experience in music to get to this point. I can hear some potential for dope as fuck music in the works for sure. Dude, that's another thing too, is like I've always played in bands and like jammed with people, and jamming with people like really keep you on your grind and like keep you like sharp. I haven't jammed with anybody and I don't even know how long. It's like all the people I used to jam with have either moved away or they don't play music anymore. Yeah, there's definitely some good sections in here like that I was happy with when they came out. Like I think the thing I need to shut up. Thing I need to like keep reminding myself is just to stick on one setting. I mean, it's nothing wrong with like damn Cam, look at you. Just called full blown to confirm the fitting size. 3/8 NPT is the thread in the pump housing for the feed. So you're saying like the actual, if I was to drill mine, I need to use a 3/8 NPT. Good to know. Booyah. Like if it's 3/8 NPT for the feed for the -8, what would the -6 be? Or you know what I mean? But what I was gonna say is like when you're recording like electronic drums, you kind of get like ADD. You're like, oh, I want to switch to a different drum kit. You know what I mean? Because you have so many options. You're like, oh man, I could change to this like Latin sound, or I could change to the fucking whatever. You know what I mean? So like that's why I stop and go so much when I'm playing on the electronic drum kit. If I was playing on my acoustic kit, I literally don't stop, which is kind of hilarious. But I'll show you what I mean. Like you're listening to Superior Drummer. So I'm playing this electronic drum kit, right? And that's MIDI triggering Superior Drummer. But then the exact same time, if you look at the bottom here, this audio right here, this is the KT4 module, the actual electronic drum kit's module. So that's the audio from the direct module. Here's auxiliary 1, which is the pedals over there, like my DD6 and my loopers. Here's the auxiliary 2, which is the M13 unit, the big one. And then this is the main mix. So this is literally like, this is what all of it sounds like. Imagine like, here, like I'll show you. So you heard. So that's like the module and the effects. So that's like the DD6 millisecond delay. That's the M13 doing like phaser and crazy shit. And this is the KT4 module. So if you took out the effects and just Like Superior Drummer is like the shit. The audio from Superior Drummer is pretty good quality, dude. It's like a fucking industry standard. That's like any like professional studio when they use drum sampling like replacement, they literally use Superior Drummer. It's like auto tune for drums. Like I hate to say it, it's kind of cheap, honestly, like to use it because it's not a real. It's not like you recorded that drum sound type deal, but they're literally perfect drums. Jamal says it's good to have a break from music, then return with a new wave of inspiration and fresh ideas. I'll be playing the new album on repeat, dude. It's gonna be crazy to record a new album. So I'm definitely gonna like put my all into it and really take my time, like digesting it and like making it the best it can be. Because so many of those albums, like pretty much virtually every album except for the very first one, were done within a couple of days. You know what I mean? Like, or a day. You know what I mean? I would record it, record the drums, like an hour of drums, record an hour of guitar, maybe an hour of bass or guitar, another second guitar or effects, and then just make the cuts, live edit cuts type deal. And they're basically like live albums, you know what I mean? Improvisational studio albums, basically. It's like a live record, basically. So this is going to be more like take my time with it type shit. But I gotta take a piss, so I'm just gonna like leave this playing for any of you guys that want to hear it. And I'll be back. consistency though, it's sounding dope. Yeah, just fucking running with ideas basically. Fucking, because like I haven't played electronic drum kit in like a fucking minute, dude. Like occasionally I would just hop on my acoustic kit with no recording going on and just like, keep my chops fucking, Jamal says if you put your mind to it, you can blow everyone away with those drumming skills, dude. Put Deontay Parks on notice. I don't think that's ever happening. Deontay Parks is like a fucking force to be reckoned with. He is ridiculous, dude. Literally every time I listen to Deontay Parks, like I like fall in love with drums all over again. I'm just like, dude, how do you do that? How the fuck do you do that? Motherfucker is literally, he's probably the best drummer on the planet, honestly. In terms of like technical abilities, I would say he's probably the best drummer on the planet. I'd say technical abilities and like creativity, I'd probably give it to Greg. Greg's pretty nasty too, honestly. He's not as technical as Deontay to a degree, but like his records and like, Deerhoof and stuff like that as a whole band. I'd say in a band format, he's probably it's kind of hard to debate. They're both like some of the greatest drummers on the planet, but in a different way, Like you listen to Deerhoof drumming versus like, Deontay Parks drumming, they're definitely different, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like Deontay Parks has better sound control because he can play so fucking quietly and like crazy fast and all that shit. And then Greg is a powerhouse, dude. He smacks the shit out of a snare drum. I mean, to the point where it should be breaking. But what was I gonna say here? Okay, like for example, file. All MIDI tracks is a MIDI file. Okay, so I just fucking saved the MIDI files of that fucking those the Superior Drummer MIDI files, the MIDI information. So like show you a cool trick. We were at 120 tempo. That was recorded at 120, right? So then if I go new from template, make a new template. Jamal says, I've been having debts and other costs to cover recently. As soon as I get some spare cash, we'll PayPal you some to help get this project rolling. I believe in your ability to create dope music. Damn, Gina. Dude, Jamal, if you're having like debts and stuff and you got like costs and stuff, don't worry about me, man. I'll figure something out. I have to. It's my mission. But what was I saying? Oh, here, this a little, man, get that shit out of here. Where in the fuck? Okay, there we go. Had to make my window a little smaller. So we take this MIDI. Throw it on the 1. I don't know why the hell it did that, but okay. Oh, I see what it did. That's fucking stupid. Why would it do that? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because it so like we put, just grab these two, put these bitches up here. There's those. What are those? There's that one. So like you heard the way it sounded at 120. So this is like what I was talking about when I was saying about doing like so we're gonna open up Superior Drummer. Just doing stereo because I'm not fucking with all the routing. New drum condenser mics, bass setups. Dude, I'd love to fuck. See, with this $500 I have right now, dude, like I would like borderline like almost want to go like fucking pick up some drum mics right now. But at the same time, I want to, dude, I want to fucking get my car tuned. I want to get this fuel system going too and just like finish that off. And then once I get my fuel system and all that stuff done and get the car tuned and it's running really good, I'll probably like chill out on, you know, buying a bunch of shit for the car, and I'll start buying more stuff for the studio, get the studio back to where it needs to be. Because, dude, I'm bummed out that this fucking tube condenser mic is not working anymore. That's a fucking powerhouse of a mic. I mean, it's a really nice microphone. It has a great sound. I mean, I used to use that thing for everything, vocals. I used to use it for like acoustic guitar, like all kinds of shit. Okay, so I think we were on, I don't remember what the fuck we were on. Here, let's go to Hit Factory. It's loading the samples. That one sounds pretty good. But let's see if we can find a different one. Jamal says they didn't pay you for the work yesterday. They owe you $70. That's some lame stuff they did. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, if they weren't gonna hire me, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They should fucking compensate. It's all about finding the right one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe custom. Okay, Jamal. I'll let you pick the drum kit. Should we go with the Gresh round badge kit? Should we go with the Noble and Cooley Star Series kit? The Slingerland Studio King kit? The Ludwig Keystone kit? Or the motherfucking Camco Oaklawn? That's right. Those are your options. I'll let you pick. Man, that's another thing I kind of thought about getting was a Superior Drummer 3. So I'm pretty sure you can't download and torrent Superior Drummer 3. It's just no way around it. But apparently Superior Drummer 3 is like fucking ridiculous. And that shit's like $500. That would be fucking fire, though. I mean, it comes with Superior Drummer 3 comes with 235 gigabytes of raw sample files. Like, that's ridiculous. That's some next level shit right there. You said the Ludwig kit. Okay, okay. Oh shit, no. I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, so the Ludwig one. Jamal says you could even record a whole album of just drums alone, multi-tracks with effects. Yeah, no, I've done that before. I mean, some albums, like, it's majority drums and effects, and then like it might be like some more guitar effects or something on top of it. But no, this Ludwig kit sounds pretty good. And dude, the crazy part is this fucking Superior Drummer, you can have it in stereo, just like a 2-track, like, you know, a left and a right track for everything. You can route separate channels to like the kick drum and have basically like in that last recording. Here, fuck, I'll show you. It's not that hard to reload a. Save that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, you see this, you see how I got the KT4 and the effects. That's the blue is actual audio. That's from the module effects 1, effects 2, and the main mix down there. So then this green up here is my sum track. This is Superior Drummer, but basically, you see this gap underneath it, like where there's nothing. Well, see, the thing is, it's not nothing there. So like, if I solo this, look at the meters over here. Here's your kick drum right here. Here's your snare drum, hi-hats, toms, overhead mics, ambient mics, closed mid, and the bullet mic. So all of it's routed separately. I have it routed separately. So like literally you can solo anything you want. So like we're just listening to the snare drum right now. Let's get the kick in there. So just kick and snare. Get the hi-hats in there. So you can hear everything fucking isolated and separated. And basically what that's good for is over here, this little blue thing right here. This is my C6 compressor, and if you look, I have it on the hi-hat, you know, preference for compression. So everything's catered to what isolated track needs. Like, you know, toms, you go here. Tom says rack tom C, you know, you go to the snare, it says snare, and that's what that's good for. So that's the badass part about superior drummer. It's pretty badass. But what I was talking about with the MIDI, like what MIDI is good for, is I'll just delete these tracks too. Okay, so basically, if I go up here, then hit return, we're at 1. So we're on the first measure, and the tempo is fucking 120. So if we doubled it, it would be 240. But if we want to fucking do like a halftime feel, like basically not double time it, but halftime it, we could do 180. So like we'll put it at 180. So this is what it'll sound like now. So like. So that's the benefit of MIDI. I played at one designated speed for the session. Maybe the tempos change between parts or whatever, but you got to remember everything was recorded at 120 beats per minute. So if you did that with audio, it would shift and fuck everything up. Like it would stretch the waveforms, which doesn't work the same way at all. It kind of fuck up the quality. But with MIDI, they're notes, right? Think about them. They're little notes like, guitar tabs or a music grid. It's on a piano roll, basically, 9 octaves. So when you take something that was recorded at 120 and you change it to 180, all it's doing is changing the tempo marker and playing through them faster. It doesn't stretch them. You know what I mean? It doesn't like fuck with them or anything. So that's why I like doing that so much. It's just so clean. Like literally, you just took something you recorded at 120 and you're playing it at 180 and it sounds so fucking funky. And yeah, technically you didn't play it at that speed, but you did play the note count and you played a perfect part, or, as close to perfect as, it sounded right, basically. So then you're morphing it, basically. And I've had a whole bunch of debates with other musicians that, previous bandmates and stuff like that. Some of them are like, dude, that's fucking fire, right? And they think it's badass. And I've had a couple bandmates that are like, morality wise, you shouldn't be doing this. That's cheating. That's if you can't play it that fast, then you shouldn't be recording it and representing yourself as this fast drummer, and you can't play that part that fast. I was like, it's about creativity. It's about, I played it at one speed, then we speed it up, just like you'd speed up a record if you were a DJ or something like that. And, I didn't think about it when I recorded it and played it. I didn't think about playing it like 60 beats per minute faster. So it's just like, it puts a whole new spin, a whole new interpretation on the part you just played. I was like, I always say to them, I'm like, did I mess up the part? Was there did I fuck up in the middle and I just like auto tuned it? No. I was like, all I did was speed it up. You know, it's kind of like, I guess that's kind of like the DJ side or like the electronic music side of me. That's like, you know, I feel pretty firm with the fact that, dude, you could speed it up by 60 beats per minute. As long as you played the part right, it doesn't matter. That's fucking stupid. These like musical snobs. They're like, you have to play it that fast and record it that fast, or else it's not valid. It's like, that makes no sense. I played it one way, it don't matter. Because even before MIDI, I was doing the same concept with my guitar playing with the Ditto looper when I got my first Ditto looper, because it has the halves. Even with the DL4 too, you had the green looper, the DL4, the Line 6 one. It has a half speed and double speed function in it. So like I got the random idea before I knew about people doing it. You can arm the looper in half speed, so you have half speed turned on. So like, let's say you play like dum 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 dum, and you recorded the loop, so you had half speed on when you played it at that speed, right? So da 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 da. If you when you hit the fucking play button when you had it in half speed, and you turn the half speed off, basically, it basically turns into da 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 da. So it's just like, you know, it's a creative tool. Like people are such dicks. Jamal says some people have negative opinions. I put that down to jealousy. Yeah, I think I put it down to they're just like fucking stuck in like boring ass traditions or something. They're not trying to push the envelope. They're like, I'm gonna play acoustic guitar my whole life. I'm not gonna be creative. I'm just gonna write really sappy, sad, emo songs. It's like, dude, come on. Throw some phaser on that shit or something. Jamal says the good thing is there's no one who can replicate your musical style. It's definitely unique and original. Dude, I'd like to meet somebody that could cover a Flight Bike song. You know what I'm saying? That'd be some funny shit. Like somebody just like rolls up and like starts playing a Flight Bike song. I'd be like, holy shit. Like, how long did it take you to learn that one? I feel like that's because like it's not like just going on ultimateguitar.com and pulling up a guitar tab and like learning some like cognitive cohesive guitar song like Stairway to Heaven or Freebird or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many wrenches and left and right turns in it, like, you know, going from like, I don't know, just a bunch of transitions. Like that would be pretty hard to learn if you didn't create it. I mean, some of my shit, if you told me right now, hey, play that song from like 4 years ago, I'd be like, shit, it's not take me a minute. I think the most impressive thing I ever saw, I was like tripping out so hard on it, was fucking when I was living in Tennessee and I was going out with my girlfriend that had that band that got famous or whatever. Um, her brother, I was staying with the drummer at his parents' house, right? So I brought my record player with me and I brought my records and shit like that. And at the time, I was really into fucking Ariel Pink's Haunted Graffiti. Like I'd literally gotten one of their records before today or whatever, and I'd never heard of their music before that, before today. So fucking, they had never heard of him either. So I put that record on from like start to finish, and they were like, dude, this is the shit, right? So then her brother literally picks up his guitar and starts playing all of the guitar lines while we're listening to it, like playing along with it, but playing the parts. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, do you know this record? And he's like, no, first time listening to it. I was like, you're playing the guitar lines like verbatim. I was like, how are you doing that? He's like, I can just hear it like by ear in my head. Like, I don't, He's like, basically, like, I know the guitar up and down the neck so well, I can literally hear what somebody's playing and replicate it in real time. I was like, that's fucking insane. That's literally one of the most impressive things I ever saw. I was like, that's next level, dude. Because like the guitar lines, I wouldn't say they're like groundbreakingly hard or anything like that, but like on the fly, listening to something for the very first time, and I mean not just keeping up with it, but literally playing through it like fucking perfect. I was like, that's insane. Yeah, the blonde chick in Tennessee. That's the one. Must have had a good ear, definitely, to say the least. Dude, those motherfuckers were dripping music. Like that motherfucker could play guitar nuts, could play drums nuts, bass nuts, piano nuts. Like they're pretty much the real deal as far as I can't even talk, musicianship goes. Like multi instrumentalist to the fucking 38th degree or some shit. Pretty wild shit. Okay, we got 4 people in here. Why is Jamal the only person talking? We got 3 stalkers, Jamal. Aldo, what's up, man? How you doing? Okay, Aldo, I need advice. I need public opinion. I got $500 today. It's in my bank account. I got 250 more coming on Friday selling the HKS exhaust. So I got 750 currently, like in the realm. That's my budget. Should I just say fuck it and get my K-Tune race spec shifter cables to complete the K-Tune shifter package? Or should I just like keep using my stock cables and buy my fuel system stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, which way would you go? Because the shifter cables are $400. Aldo says finish the fuel. Well, it's more like starting the fuel, but I get your drift. Yeah, the fuel system stuff is pretty expensive, honestly. Like, let's see. Fuel filter. Wait, actually, close that. Let's look this shit up. Honda Man VTech still here. He says fuel system. Everyone's saying fuel system. You guys are troopers. Aldo says, what do you think about wrapping a car? I think painting is the way to go always. That's just my personal opinion. I think paint's going to last you longer. I think paint looks better. Do I think wrap's bad necessarily? I'm not saying it's bad. I personally would never wrap a car unless it was like a fucking livery or something like that. You know what I mean? If you're doing some kind of like livery theme or something. But think about it. Wrap only lasts you 2-3 years max, and then it starts peeling. It starts, fading away and shit like that. It's a fucking paint job, a quality paint job. I'm talking like a $4,000 DuPont paint job. That shit could last you a lifetime if you take care of it. You fucking keep it clean, garage kept, whatever. Fucking wax it. Fuck it. If you want to do ceramic coating or color correction and all that crazy shit, it could feasibly last you a fucking lifetime, Wrap is never going to last you a lifetime. You're going to be, and wrap, dude, wrap is fucking, wrap's not that much cheaper. You know what I mean? Honda Man says don't wrap your car. Aldo says 4K. Is that engine bay included? No, that's not engine bay included. That's just full whole exterior of the car and like jams and shit like that. But I would say paying someone to do shave and tuck, the engine bay and paint the engine bay like show car quality. That's like another $1,000. So say $5,000 for full good fucking paint job, exterior jams, deck lid and all that's every part of the car basically. Probably be about five grand, I would think. Give or take. This is, like going between shops. It's always going to be different. It could be cheaper. It could be more expensive. It could be like 6 grand. I don't know. Let's see. Cam says wrap is cheap if you can DIY. I mean, that is true, but for people that are novice or amateur at it, it's never going to look as professional as like somebody that does it for a living. You know what I'm saying? Dude, wrapping a car is, people act like it's like easy as fuck. It's a big project, dude. A big project. That shit is not for me. That's like, dude, it's like putting one giant sticker on, but it's in like 20 pieces. You know what I mean? Like, you get a crease somewhere and you got to start all over and rip that shit off and potentially fuck the paint up underneath with that glue or whatever. Like, not for me. Cam says, wait, hold on. Aldo says, yeah, thinking of Nardo Gray or something. Cam says, except for Milano fucking pink. Aldo says, I'm sick of silver. If you're sick of silver, just curious question, why would you go to gray? They're very similar. I mean, Nardo Gray is a cool color, but I think Nardo Gray looks good on engine bays. Like if you're doing the engine bay gray, and like let's say the car's blue or red or whatever the fuck it is, white. Um, yeah, I don't know. If I were you, if you were like into it for like changing the color of the car, I would leave the engine bay silver and just say fuck it, unless it's in really rough shape, and paint the car a different color, whatever you want. Red, blue, fucking black or whatever. I don't know. Silver is a really neutral color though. I like silver. I love my silver R6. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely like the Arctic Blue Pearl better. It's definitely a color that pops more, especially with like the red interior and stuff. Like I think the red interior theme would still look really good with the silver, but I think the car would be lacking something. Like the silver's too neutral of a color to a degree. So I kind of agree with you. Jamal says red and blue is a good combo. Dude, the Bloods and the Crips, they just can't make up their mind about me. They're like, are you fucking with us? Or are you against us? All this is true. Cam says lots of practice is needed. Look at mine. True story. You've changed the color of your car more than some people will ever change the color of their cars in their lifetime. Okay, so let me look. -8 fitting, -6 fittings. $40. $40. I'm just tallying up how much this fuel system could potentially cost. Then the inline fuel filter. Oh, that's what I was doing. Fuck my life. Let's see. Engine, fuel, miscellaneous fittings, high flow fuel filter. Select size, -8, $70. All right, so we got the hose, we got the fuel pressure regulator, we got the fittings, we got the fuel filter. I mean, if I don't get the full-blown dual pump hanger, which is like $450, that pretty much eats my budget up right away. And I gotta look that up now. Fuck. Because Cam, in your opinion, I really don't need to buy 20 feet of each type of hose, the E85 hose, the -8 and the -6 for the feed and the return. I could probably get away with 10 feet, right? The car is not even 10 feet long if you think about it. Car might be with like a turn, like snakes and turns and going up and down. It might be like 8 or 9 feet, I would think. Because I'm thinking like you're gonna have to cut some of the hose, like let's say you're gonna have to cut some of the hose to put from the feed of the fucking tank, fitting hose from the tank going to the fuel filter, and then another piece of hose going from the feed of the fuel filter to the flow. So then that's going to the fuel pressure regulator. I'm trying to think this out. It's like a fucking puzzle, dude, I swear. Because the fuel pressure regulator, it has look at this motherfucker. Oh, something's not adding up to me. What the fuck's going on here? So, in a nutshell, your fuel pressure regulator has an inlet and an outlet. So how do you hook the fucking the fuel pressure regulator up? You got your feed going into your fuel filter, going to the fuel pressure regulator through the inlet. Then basically, like the return, there's no return on the fuel rail. I am so fucking lost with this shit. I swear, dude. This shit is complicated as fuck. And I thought fucking making music and routing all these cables was easy. Jamal says, Bloods and Crips, LOL. That reminds me of the time I nearly got shot in Flint, Michigan for wearing a blue shirt in the wrong neighborhood. Scary shit. Hated that place. Will never go there again. Yeah, Flint, Michigan's a shithole. Cam says 20 feet of -8, 10 feet of -6. Okay, well, that's good. So we're going to change that to 10 feet of -6, and we'll just cut that in say that's $50. So that'd be 170, 270, 350, 390, 430. Dude, that's fucking crazy. Y'all ready for some weird shit? So the 20 feet of Dash 8 hose, E85 hose, the 10 feet of Dash 6, the K-Tune fuel pressure regulator, Dash 8 fittings, Dash 6 fittings, and the high flow Dash 8 fuel filter. If you add all those up, it is exactly, and I say exactly $500. That's fucking cosmic. Cosmic. But yeah, fucking man, I wish I had that fucking picture that you sent me a drawing one time of how this shit goes. Man, I'm trying to figure this out. Because I that was a while ago, dude. That was like months ago. Just in case you need to redo a hose. Yeah, true story. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to like get 10 feet and then I fuck up and then I gotta order more hose and wait, you know? That would be some bullshit. Definitely would be some bullshit. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty badass, honestly. I think I'm gonna, as much as I want to order that full blown dual pump hanger, it's not really necessary, you know? It'd look badass, but nobody's gonna see it. The only people who are gonna know about it is me and Cam. And I do want to, get the race spec shifter cables, but I really don't need them necessarily. My shifter it's doing a-okay now. I'm not getting any first gear pop outs. Pretty sure it was a combo of the D10 springs and the fucking hardware clip for the shifter cable on the shifter side. Jamal says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm looking something up. K20 return style. Return fuel system. Dude, this motherfucker is crazy. Holy shit. This fool on eBay has got the OEM fuel pump cage assembly, and he added a Dash 8 90-degree fitting on there, and he's asking $320. Bitch, please. That's hilarious. See details. This guy's in Pennsylvania. He's got 5 of these available. Get rid of the stock restrictions of returnless. RSX Civic fuel system is a must for turbo or E85 all motor high horsepower setups. Oh, okay. That makes a little bit better sense. 02 to 04 and 01 to 05 Civic fuel pump upgrade and return system conversion with brand new Walbro 255 pump. Let's see. Feed line is an AN6 but can be used on an AN8 with an optional adapter. Return line is a Dash 6 with push lock adapter on stock feed. Okay, so Cam, he basically did this exactly the way you did. He's using the stock feed as his return. Damn, that's crazy too. If you send him your stock cage, he'll give you a $60 core. It's like O'Reilly, $60 core charge. What the fuck? Hmm. Weird question. I don't know if you're still here or not, Cam. He says if you're running a 450 pump, you have to do a wiring upgrade. Do you think a 320 pump is going to need a wiring upgrade? He says a 255 Walbro doesn't need a wiring upgrade, but a 450 is highly recommended. So like a 320, maybe you have to wire upgrade. I don't know, man. Jamal says the shifter is manageable for now. Best to go for the fuel system upgrades. True story. And like when I was talking about the fuel system upgrades, I was talking about doing the ethanol content sensor, for flex fuel sensor, whatever you want to call it, for K-Pro. I'm going to hold off on that because if you think about it, to get tuned for that flex fuel setup, first I need to get tuned on pump gas, and then I need to get tuned on E85, right? So basically, we're doing the first part right now. We're gonna set up the return style fuel system, and then we're gonna get tuned on pump gas, and then later down the road, once I get the other money for the flex fuel sensor, we'll set that up in our fuel system, and basically we'll go back and we'll have the 93 octane tune, and then we'll get tuned on E85, and we'll basically, to get that flex fuel setup going, you have to get tuned on 93, then you got to get tuned on E85, and then he's got to mesh the two. So when you do the ethanol content sensor in K-Pro, it'll, to do the fuel trims like based on ethanol content, basically you got to get tuned on pure, like, well, pure, but E85 and then 93 octane, so it can kind of like mesh the two. Because let's say you're running pump gas one day 93, it's going to adjust the fuel trims for that. Let's say you're running E85 and it's 85%, it'll adjust the trim for that. And then let's say you go get E85 somewhere and it's only 67% ethanol or 58 or 71 or whatever the fuck. It's going to adjust those accordingly based on the ethanol content. So pretty badass. Cam says yes, a 450. No, Cam, I'm saying for my 320 pump. He's saying Walbro 255, you don't have to do any wiring modification, no wiring upgrade needed. For a 450, you got to upgrade the wiring, add a relay or whatever you got to do. But I'm saying for my 320 grams pump, do you think I need to do a wiring upgrade? Man, I'm really debating that dual pump hanger. Oh, that shit is fucking fire. Because even if it's a dual pump hanger, you just run one fucking pump in it. And then if I ever go turbo, we'll add another pump. Cam says pump gas tune, E85 tune, and E50 tune. Where the fuck do you get E50 from? How does that work? Aldo says, so I lied. My VTEC hits at 52. See, there you go. That's like right where mine's hitting as is 5200. And 5200 is perfect, dude. Some people are like trying to josh on about, oh, dude, mine kicks in at 3900 or 4200. Like, I think, oh, man, I want to fucking boot up my laptop and see what the base map K20A that was unmodified. It was like 3900 or something ridiculously low, and like it didn't feel good. It sounded cool, but it sounded dangerous to the motor, to the cams. I was like, this thing sounds like a fucking cammed out muscle car or something. Like doesn't sound like it's right, Cam says 320, no problems with wiring. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured because like a 450 is massive. It's like a 320. It's like 255, no wiring needed. It's like a 320, probably no wiring needed. What do you mean by E50, Cam? Like, where'd they sell E50? I don't understand. As far as I knew, you just get tuned on 93 first, and you get tuned on E85. Then he like blends the two together for the ethanol content system in K Pro. I'm looking this shit up. E50 fuel. Understanding the concept of mixing E85 with 91 or 93 octane pump fuel. Flex fuel content. Well, right. Like mixing the two. I get all that, but I'm saying, like, I just need to get tuned on pump gas, and I need to get tuned on E85, right?
Hey guys, this is Nishan here.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
This video today is to demonstrate to you how to test and analyze the actual ethanol content of your local E85 stations. And the reason we do this is because not every E85 station carries E85 that's actually 85% ethanol. And it's normal to see the content drop during the winter months. And the reason that they do this is because flex fuel vehicles will actually have a hard time starting below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is due to the fact that ethanol has no emmittability below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it's also normal to see the content shift back up, or rather increase in ethanol content during the spring and summer months. And then you also have some states that just seem to be having a fixed ethanol content almost all year round. But the whole purpose of doing this is so that you can test it for yourself.
That's some dirty
so
shit.
that you can make accurate calculations as to how much ethanol you will mix with your 91 or 93 octane pump fuel in order to achieve the desired mixture ratio that your vehicle is being tuned for. So the first thing that I want to address is that you're going to need a E85, or rather ethanol content tester. Now this is a glass tube tester and it's made by Quick Fuel Technology. You can actually get this through many options on Amazon.com.
This shit is boring.
As well.
Can't take it right now. I need more coffee for that shit. Yay. But yeah, it's crazy to think all the shit I need is like right around $500. I think, yeah. Give or take. Boo, yeah. Man, my mind's kind of blown from all the car talk we just did. Cam, the fucking fuel pressure regulator. What is the routing? Like, your feed line's going into the fucking fuel pressure regulator, then the fucking bottom, the outlet, where the fuck is that going to? Your feed line, and then the other end of your fucking fuel rail on the left side of the car. Like if you're looking at the engine bay, that's going back to the return basically. Jamal says, after the fuel upgrade and the shifter cables, what else you got planned for the car? After the fuel system and the shifter cables and the tune and all that shit, man, it's kind of hard to put into words. I don't know which way I want to go with the car. I've kind of given up on the show car aspect of it completely because show cars are rigged as fuck. They just like Camber Gang, Stance Nation motherfuckers. That shit gets on my nerves. So I'm probably just gonna like build the car for the sake of building the car for performance and probably like take it on the circuit, drag race it a little bit, shit like that. Try to make it as fast as possible and enjoy it, just for me. And I'll still make YouTube channel content and all that stuff. But as far as show car quality goes, like I've kind of given up on it. Like I would like to pull the engine out and paint the engine bay and clean up the engine bay a whole lot. That would be really nice. Just for my personal OCD, not so much for car show results, tuck and shave the engine bay. That's such a big fucking staple to winning a car show. It's like, that's not why I want to do it. I want to do it just to make the paint look as clean as the outside, basically, which would be nice, but it'd be a lot of fucking work. Cam says pump to rail to FPR. Wait, hold on. I'm missing something. Pump to rail to FPR to tank. But think about it. If I was going pump to rail to FPR, how would I regulate fuel pressure? Because I need to regulate fuel pressure coming from the pump to get the correct fuel pressure. Because a 320, if I don't regulate the fuel pressure before it hits the rail to the injectors to the engine, it'll wash the cylinders. You know what I'm saying? So wouldn't it be pump to FPR to rail to tank? Wouldn't that be the way? Or maybe I'm just like mad stupid. Because you got to regulate that fuel pressure. You can't have that fucking fuel pressure going full 320 blown to the rail because it'll wash the cylinders. You know what I'm saying? Jamal said, yeah, it sounded like H-Day was whack last time. It really was. I mean, it was fun in terms of just spectating and like, walking around seeing cars and seeing it like maybe there was less than like 20 cars that wowed me. You know what I mean? Like there was thousands of cars there and there was probably maybe 25. Cam says, nah, pump to rail, then to FPR. That's where it's regulated, then returns to the tank. That doesn't make sense though. Because, dude, think about it. I don't know. It's a 320 pump. So if it has full pressure going to the rail, how is it gonna regulate fuel pressure before the rail, before hitting the injectors and going into the engine? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not understanding. I'm missing something. Because if it was regulating basically like on like right before it returns to the tank, that wouldn't make sense. I'm clearly missing something. Break it down for me. Break it down, Gina. I gotta get one more guitar hoorah in. Cam says, LOL, you're overthinking that. Fuel pressure regulator regulates fuel pressure on the inlet side of things. On the inlet side of things. That you're right. I must be overthinking it because yeah, fuck. Jimi Hendrix tone. It's really funny you mentioned that because this pick right here, that's a Jimi Hendrix pick, the RU Experience pick. Yeah, that's right. No big deal. Yeah. That's some shit right there. That is some shit right there. Ah, Fry, what's up, man? How you doing? Jamal says sounds loud enough to rattle the neighbor's windows. You wanted the funny part about that JC120? Volume wise, oh, that's great. Volume wise, the amp is currently on about 0.7 volume out of 10. It's barely at 1. Yeah. So if I crank that bitch to 10, I'm pretty sure they would hear me like a mile down the road. I'm pretty sure if I had it on 10, it would break these windows. I'm not even kidding. And it's It's a JC120 head going into a fucking 340-watt cab. So it's almost like 120. Just pretend it's 360. It's triple the cabinet versus the amp wattage. So like 120 going into like almost a 360. That bitch is loud. Because on my pedals, that's the crazy part. On my pedals, I have so much fucking headroom. Or I guess I have very little headroom because like I have all my fucking pedals, like most of my pedals that are drive pedals, like fuzz pedals or overdrive pedals, they're at like maybe not even halfway up. They're like around 30 or 40% volume, like mix level, which is crazy. Because like when I play through my DA box or DI box through the mixer and no amp, like I have to like readjust shit because it's so fucking loud playing through that amp, like ridiculously loud. It's like a whole nother experience. Cam says, resent that pic I sent a while ago. My usual artwork. Yeah, your usual artwork. Yeah, I was looking for that pic. I was like, dude, that's like months ago. It's gonna take me forever to it's gonna take me forever. This is still kind of like making no sense to me. This picture, Cam. Okay, wait. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand now. See, if we look at Sir Camelot's picture, damn, I have to fucking save this picture and fucking turn it the right way. More. Save. Photo. Edit. Turn that bitch. Come on, bitch, turn. Okay, there we go. Maybe. So if you look at Cam's, man, it's gonna be hard to focus on this bitch. That big square is the pump. Then we got the feed of the pump going to the rail. Then through the other side, it's going to the regulator. Then the bottom's going back to the return, right? So I kind of get what you're basically like. Let me break it down in a nutshell. The feed's going into one side of the fuel rail, right? The left side or the right side, whichever, right? So then on the other side of the fuel rail is the fuel pressure regulator going in there. So like basically that fuel pressure regulator Cam says high pressure on feed side, low pressure on return side. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's high pressure on the feed side, how would it not wash the cylinders still? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. That's what I don't get. I thought you were supposed to regulate it before it reaches the rail. Do you know what I mean? Because like I get what you're saying. Like, let's say one side, the feed side is high pressure, right? But then coming out the other way, the fuel pressure regulator is on the opposite side of the feed, and it's regulating the fuel pressure. Like, let's say, Cam says regulator regulates the high pressure in the feed side. Okay, that's basically what I was getting at. Like, imagine like you got one side of the rail, or just think of it like a hallway. So you got a whole bunch of fuel or water rushing through the whole rail, getting to the motherfucking the fuel pressure regulator at the end of the hall. So let's say you like have it regulated, so it's gonna slow that down and it's gonna return through there. Cam says that would give you a deadhead setup like I previously had. But is that the way to go? Is a deadhead setup the way to go, or is there something better? Because like in my eye, it would seem like a better setup to fucking have like your feed coming from the pump, and then it goes into the inlet of the fucking the fuel pressure regulator, and then let's say the bottom goes into the fucking feed of the or not the feed, the one side of the fucking fuel rail, and then another one goes into the return from the other side of the fuel rail. That's the way I saw it in my brain, but Cam says, remember I had to reroute my lines after I got it tuned? Vaguely. Sort of. God, fuel setups are stupid. Shit is annoying. Oh, right. You had to reroute your lines but that's because you had the fuel pressure regulator mounted on the rail, right? That was the setup you had. See, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna mount my fuel pressure regulator like somewhere on the left or the right side, and keep it away from the rail basically. The rail has to be on the high side of the fuel pressure regulator. So you're saying the fuel pressure regulator has to like, oh, let me think. Dude, this shit is mad confusing. That's all I gotta say. No, I had a deadhead setup. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you had a deadhead setup, why would I want a deadhead setup? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Dude, the weather today is straight shit. 1 second it's like beautifully sunny, and then the next second is like cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain. Jamal says, dude, you could do a video drum cover of Deer Hoof first song from Friend Opportunity. That would be dope. That would be dope. See, that's okay. This is the way I see it. I guess the deadhead setup's the way I see it. You go from the pump. The feed of the pump goes to the regulator. The regulator goes to the rail, and then the return at the bottom. So which is better, a full flow setup or a deadhead setup? Because a deadhead setup makes more sense to me, honestly. To me, that seems safer. Like no chance of washing the cylinders with like fuel in case something fucks up. Because if anything happens with that fuel pressure regulator fucking malfunctioning or defective or something, you're washing your engine and flooding your engine with fuel. That doesn't sound like a good time. Cam says a full flow setup. And in your opinion, that's 100% safe. No chance of washing the cylinders with gas. Like if that shit ever backfired on you, like the the fuel pressure regulator, if it ever fucked up, like wouldn't you risk the chance of washing the cylinders with fuel, flooding them, whatever you want to call it? Turn my gear off. Y'all. Deadhead setup will heat up the fuel. Yeah, well, that part does suck about it for sure. I'm trying to think cautious. I mean, I hope the K-tune fuel pressure regulator would never malfunction or have a defect. Because then, you know what we'd be? We'd be fucked. Ugh. Might be time for some more coffee before it rains. Oh, Cam, another weird thing I saw when I was doing my detent springs. I forgot to ask you about this. So the K-tuned clutch line, the custom clutch line or whatever. So it goes from the slave, and then when it goes to the CMC, it has a 180 fitting, like a swivel fitting, right? So when I was moving the clutch line just like up and out of the way of the motor mount, I looked at the CMC and it like moves. It like swivels, like it's not tight, but I'm not losing any fluid. So like, I mean, but not just the fucking K-tune like 180 fitting, but the bottom fitting too felt like it was a little loose. And like I would try to tighten it with my hand and I would tighten it and then it would tighten right back or loosen right back. I mean, Game says, trust me, the full flow is what you want to go for. Heated fuel will cause detonation, no chance of overfueling. You would just flood the cylinders and foul the plugs. Usually if a FPR shits itself, it will drop pressure. Fair enough. Good enough for you, good enough for me. Fuck it. It's a swivel fitting, all good. Well, I get the 180 swivel fitting would move, you know what I mean? But I'm saying the bottom brass one it goes to with that bolt or nut or whatever, it seemed loose too a little bit. Like not super loose, and it's not losing any fluid, obviously, but I don't know. It was just kind of sketching me out. I was like, bitch, what is happening? But anyways, I guess I'm gonna wrap up shop here. I think we've made our decision. We're not gonna buy the race spec shifter cables right away. We're gonna buy the fuel system shit and start to get this ball rolling. I'm still on the fence about the dual pump hanger. It is pretty baller. It would be the thing to get. But I might hold off on that and the E85 ethanol content sensor until I get tuned for E85. Because the hanger's 450 and the E85 content kit for K-Pro is like fucking 400. So that's like another $700 I don't have. And yeah, I think I can get by with just like using the fucking OEM cage, you know what I mean? I think it'll be okay. Many people have done it before. Cam's done it. Other cats have done it. So as long as it doesn't leak, that's like what I'm all about. I don't want the bitch to leak. True story. So thanks for watching, guys. It was nice chatting with all y'all. Thanks for listening to my crazy ass music and me rant about my car and shit like that. Always good to see y'all, and probably see y'all tomorrow or something. Be motherfucking y'all.